Good afternoon, everybody. This is Brent with Enlightened Trades. Today is June 29th, 2026. For today, I'm gonna cover Bitcoin price, Ethereum, XRP quickly. But I want to real quick just start off with explaining the Enlightened Trades quarterly model. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out of the way so I can explain this. But this will really help you just in a few minutes understand what I look for and why I look for it. Okay, so Enlightened Trades quarterly model, how resting liquidity tells you where price is going. Okay, price doesn't move randomly, it moves toward liquidity. It's engineered. The price of all instruments that is run by the market, whether it's stocks, the indexes, futures, it's all ran by an algorithm. Okay, and the algorithm's main point is to hunt liquidity. That's the fuel, right? So every time traders place stop losses or a breakout order, they leave a resting order sitting above a high or below a low, right? That cluster of orders is liquidity. It's fuel the market needs to keep moving. It isn't trying to be fair or move where the news says it should. It moves to where the orders are sitting, then reverses once it's collected. So here's an old high, and price moves above it, sweeps it, and then reverses, right? Price wicks above the high to fill the resting orders, then snaps back. The liquidity was the target all along, okay? So in trading, if you're trading long-term, okay, trading is essentially, long-term trading is determined by the quarters of the month. Let's put this back here so I can talk to you guys. Or by the year, by the quarters of the year. Now, you could break it down further than that. Everything that I talk about, it could go into week, the quarters of the week. You could go into the quarters of the day, into the quarters of each session. If you're doing day trading and stuff, but long-term investing, liquidity is determined by the quarters of the year, right? So January to March, April to June, July through September, October through December. Each quarter has a job: accumulate, manipulate, or distribute. And then there's also a fourth one here. It could just be a continuation of the distribution, right? Once you can label the current quarter, you know what kind of move to expect next. Okay, let me get this down here. The highs and lows of each quarter are the liquidity pools, right? So you have a high, quarterly high, buy side liquidity rests above it, and a quarterly low. Sell side liquidity rests below that. The further price has gone without touching one side, the more liquidity has built up there, and the more attractive a target becomes. So ICT teaches accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? And that's kind of what we want to look at, right? Accumulation, price moves sideways in a tight range, orders build up on both sides as the algorithm quietly fills its position. Manipulation, the fake out, a sharp move pushes it into one side's liquidity, a false breakout to trigger stops. Then is the trap. Well, this is the trap, not the real direction. The real move begins expanding in the opposite direction toward the next liquidity target, often the other side's pools. Okay, so just quickly, again, these are the key takeaways before we get into the chart. See the market the way the algorithm sees it. Stops and breakout orders create pools of resting liquidity above highs and below lows. And specifically in this context, because we're doing long-term trading, is quarterly highs and lows. The trading year cycles through 4 quarters, each with its own role to play. The algorithm accumulates, fakes a move into one pool, manipulation, then distributes towards the real target. Knowing which quarter we're in tells you what kind of move to expect and which liquidity pool is the likely target. Next time you look at a chart, don't ask where's price going, ask where's the liquidity and which pool gets hit next. Okay?
Order filled.
Let's jump into the charts.
Order filled. Order filled.
Sorry. If you can hear that, I had some orders in, so just they're hitting. Okay, here we go. So Bitcoin.
Stop filled.
What I want to do is I want to go back. Let's go back to Q1 of January 2024, and I'm just gonna explain this. I know I explained it once, but this is be a little better. Oh, sorry. Let me go first up here. Okay, so you have quarterly high, right? Don't pay attention to the prices here, but you have a quarterly high and a quarterly low. The next quarter, what we would expect is first it to come down, sweep the previous quarter lows, or the previous quarter's lows, depending how much liquidity is built up, right? And then we should start seeing some kind of base built until we take the next target is liquidity, right? So price does something like this. Okay, so now hopefully that is clear. And I'm gonna go back over here to Q1 of 2020. Sorry. Go to Q1 2024. Okay, so Q1 it makes a low. This is the quarterly low. See, between January 1st to April 1st, here's the quarterly low, and here's the quarterly high. Okay, so Q1 we have a high, and it hasn't been taken. And I will delete these lines once liquidity has been taken. Okay, so it doesn't mess up the our chart. This is telling us a story, right? So we had a low, a high. That high is still intact. We go to Q2, that gets this low, puts this low in, and this high in, and then this low in, right? Q3 starts, and Q3 takes out Q2's low here, right? And it makes it goes down. Then it makes this high. So Q3 high is in. And now we have 3 quarters liquidity sitting here. Okay, so then Q4, we make a low. And then what do? We take out all of this liquidity. We make a new high. So we come up here, we make a new high in Q4. Then we come down and we take out the previous quarter's high. So sorry, I gotta delete these now because they are no longer available. That liquidity has been taken. This liquidity here has been taken too. Okay, so let's go up here. Q4's high has been taken by Q1. This is gone. Now there's some liquidity here, right? Makes a new low, Q1 low. And what does it do in Q2? It takes that liquidity before it continues, right? This is what ICT calls reaccumulation, right? And Wyckoff too, right? But essentially, this would be the accumulation. This is the manipulation. And then this is the distribution. Then this is reaccumulation because we're going to keep going up, right? So reaccumulation here, technically manipulation. And what do? We go up. We make a new high. We take out the previous quarter's high. That's like 3 in a row. Right? And then what do? We still have this low in. We make a new low for Q3. And we make a new high. And we take out this high. So we can delete that. That's 4 quarters in a row we have new highs. We have a low here. Go into the next quarter. We make a new high. And this would be considered, right, full distribution, and at the same time now, smart money is accumulating shorts here, right? So they're accumulating shorts. This is the 5th distribution right here, or the 5th new high. So it's manipulation here. We can get rid of this. This is the all-time high. So what does it do? On this quarter, I already took out this liquidity. Now it's ready. When the algorithm is fully ready, now it's gonna, what is it gonna do? It's gonna manipulate, and then it's gonna just distribute, right? So manipulated, now it's distributing. We can take out this low. We still have that high intact, and it creates this low here. Sorry, this low here. Quarter 4, it makes a high in quarter 1, and then what does it do? It comes back down and it takes out quarter 4 low and quarter 2 low from the previous quarter 2, right? Makes a new low, but in it, it doesn't take out quarter 4 low, right? It stops right there. So we still have, remember, we still have all-time high, this quarter 1 high, and the quarter 2 high still in, okay? It came down, it's distributing, right? This is reaccumulation for the downside. And now it's full distribution right here. But now, what do we have? We have this 2 quarters is now accumulation here. Accumulation's happening on Bitcoin because we're going to go up in a little bit. Now, we've taken out that low. And remember in the video a few weeks ago, what happened is it came down, and this is where I bought, but it didn't take out this low, right? And I was a little worried, not worried, but a little weirded out by it, because I'm like, why didn't it take it? Well, it now took that low. So now we can get rid of this. Okay. So now all of this liquidity has been taken. The next liquidity that still exists, I mean, there's tons of liquidity down here, right? All these green lines. I think that really, if we are going to take more liquidity, which I'm not saying we are. Oh, by the way, sorry, let's mark this. So quarter two low now. We did create this liquidity here in quarter 2, right? So we do have this when we start the new quarter in July 1st. It could come down and take this low out, which I actually kind of expect it to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will. It didn't do it back here. Here, it left this liquidity here, which was interesting. But if you looked at Ethereum did take this liquidity. So again, SMT, ICT teaches SMT. One takes the liquidity, another one doesn't. So that is important to know here, as we have taken all this liquidity down. Now we have technically liquidity at 58 and then liquidity at 49.11. The next one below that is 38.514. I don't think it's going to go down here. There's a possibility. I think there's a small possibility that we could come back down to 49.11 and take out this liquidity. We could have some kind of flash crash in the next couple of weeks to do that. Okay. But whatever happens, it'll be quick. It'll be fast. And then we're, probably in a few days, if it does that, in a few days, we'll be back up to this $58,000 level. Okay. So I do think that there's a good likelihood that we come down after the 1st, right? Probably close to the 4th or the 5th of July. We'll come down. We'll take this liquidity out, and then we should be good to go. Because once accumulation happens, manipulation happens. Now we're ready. After manipulation, we're ready for distribution, and then we should start to see some highs be put in. Okay, so let's go to Ethereum and look at Ethereum. So Ethereum took out this low and this quarter 2 low here is still intact here. Here it comes out and take it out. So the interesting thing is with Bitcoin, we do have a lower low here. Lower low here. And with Ethereum, we have slightly, but we do have a higher low here. So just slightly. Now, it is possible. It's possible that we take out both of these lows next, the beginning of next quarter. We'll see. The other thing is let me go to this chart. Let me pull this chart over. This has the RSI on it. I wanted to do that chart because it's a little cleaner. This one's pretty ugly. Okay. But I just wanted to show you on the RSI on this one. So the RSI, we do have a divergent, right? Divergence. Right here. We have, sorry, you guys. On RSI, we have a divergence between, we have a lower low and a higher low for the divergence on the RSI. And then if Ethereum, same thing, right? We have a divergence on the RSI, which is a good sign. So we shall see. The difference before was here when I told you that Bitcoin, there was a good chance that Bitcoin was going down, right? We also had here a precision swing point, which we do not have currently yet on any of these, right? None of these. We have a precision swing point. Okay. All right. Let's go back to this one. XRP. I still think there's a good chance we come down to the 96.68 level for XRP. Okay. So Bitcoin, again, possibly small possibility 49.11. This is where right now I'm just telling you, accumulation has been happening. It could swipe, the manipulation leg could swipe all the way down here. I'm sure there will be tons of orders if that does it. And then we should be going up from there. Ethereum, the next level on Ethereum is at 1385. I think the bottom is in Ethereum. That's my personal point, personal opinion. Okay. I think that's it for today. I hope that just that explanation of where liquidity lies and what, it could be a combination, but essentially it's easy to tell this was this distribution, right? This is distribution. You can tell that. This is accumulation, right? So I think it took a little while more than 1 quarter to accumulate. I do think that this is the manipulation leg right here. We could have one more swipe down, and then we should start the accumulation. The distribution phase next quarter on all of these assets. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Have a great day. And if you have any comments or whatever, please leave a comment. Hit me up, Brent at enlightentrades.com if you need anything. Thanks. Bye.
This has been a production of Enlightened Trades.